Hello and a very warm welcome. I am Ruchi Sharma. Although Bitcoin ordinals are rising, NFT lending is gaining traction, big brands are betting big on NFTs. Still, since the start of 2023, we have seen more fall in NFT sales than rise. What is the reason behind it? When will the scenario for NFTs in India market change? To answer these questions and many more, we have a special guest with us, Mr. Rohaan Khan, co-founder of Fanta Labs. Welcome to 3.2 TV, Rohaan.
Thanks so much, Ruchi.
So Rohaan, Bitcoin Ordinals has gained the second position in the top NFT sales list, surpassing Solana and Polygon NFTs. Will Bitcoin NFTs threaten Ethereum NFTs, eyeing its number one position in terms of highest NFT sales and trading volume, especially after BRC 721E token?
Okay, so Bitcoin NFTs have actually got into the trend recently. Number one reason being Bitcoin, the whole Bitcoin network was considered, or how we see it as from the Satoshi vision, is Bitcoin was there to create a whole new financial system. So that was one major reason where no major inputs were added in terms of scaling it up in terms of technology adoption. Okay, so here that was one major reason. And secondly, where Bitcoin's network has a very even pace growth compared to any other blockchain. So here with the BRC 20 token coming up and the ordinance part coming up, this actually gives a very fair advantage to the ecosystem to grow in different perspectives. Let's try to understand it from the miner's perspective. Here, as these transactions will also take place apart from the regular year, apart from the financial transactions that are already happening on the Bitcoin ecosystem, these will actually add more hash power, on the ecosystem. So miners will get more opportunities to verify transactions, validate transactions, and get some returns out of it.
Right.
So the with the halving coming up in every time, the network reward actually decreases eventually. So this is actually an advantage for these miners to add more power to the ecosystem and get it floated in the whole ecosystem. Number two is where Bitcoin, like BTC NFTs, are they're trending in the market, but how I feel has it has a certain spike. People are very excited to see the new developments happening in the industry or in the space. So it might be a certain spike. It might retract a little bit, but will eventually find an even growth in terms of multiple things. Comparing it with the it's currently holding the second position, as you said. So comparing it with Ethereum NFTs, Ethereum comparatively has a large volume in terms of creators, curators, projects coming up and building. So that gives them a very fair advantage in terms of the user volume on the Ethereum blockchain. So in considering it to Bitcoin's blockchain, here there are only majorly two activities happening. One was with the traditional with the financial system per se, and the other is with the NFT trading. So with more adoption coming in, more progresses coming in, you might see Bitcoin share the Bitcoin NFTs grabbing the first place, but it's highly unlikely because Ethereum has actually developed a strong place within the market.
Right.
So even if considering the BRC tokens aside, where it was Ethereum on the first place and Polygon and Solana NFTs. So there was a huge difference between Polygon and Solana NFT or any other NFT per se when compared to user volume in terms of Ethereum NFTs. The major reason being the volume of users being there. Second is where if it's there on Ethereum, it has a lot amount of credibility to it. Like you need to spend a certain amount to get your project listed on Ethereum, the amount of gas fees involved in it and things like that. So this actually adds a very strong perspective in terms of there are serious users sitting on Ethereum blockchain. They're trying to build something, curate something, and create something. So comparing it with Bitcoin's BRC20 token, so it'll actually come up with, but it'll come up in a slow pace. Currently, all these NFTs that are currently there on the BRC20 network. So these are more experimental NFTs. People are still trying to figure out what exactly are they. And the amount of traction it gained was majorly due to Yuga Labs. So Yuga Labs came up with that 12 NFT, where this actually gave a complete boost to the whole ecosystem, and people were trying to get their hands into it.
Right.
But eventually, it might slow down a little bit and continue on an even pace, where these experimental NFTs uh, change over to utilities and things like that.
Right. So, Rohan, Bitcoin ordinals are gaining a lot of traction, like we just discussed. A lot of platforms are welcoming, Bitcoin ordinals. According to you, what is the reason behind this sudden but sharp rise, and what are its disadvantages? Like critics are talking that it's taking up too much block space. There's network congestion. The gas fees is too high.
Okay, so platforms will only integrate a certain element to their ecosystem only in a way where users are actually asking for it. So with the sudden rise or things activities on the Bitcoin ordinals, this was actually a demand that was understood by these platforms, and getting and adopting these things will get them new user flow. So that was one major reason where these platforms are integrating these blockchain NFT, Bitcoin ordinals on their platforms. Number two, when it comes to disadvantage, how I feel it is in a way where currently the Bitcoin gas fees are comparatively low to any other blockchain, comparative to Ethereum. One major reason being is the amount of activities that are happening is only more towards transactional activities. With these amount of activities coming up, with either creators and curators coming up, this will increase the network congestion. So which will indeed increase the gas fees as well. And plus, there might be a certain, in terms of congestion, or there might be a possibility of congestion on the blockchain. That is still speculative, but it might be a possibility. So that is a few disadvantages that I'm feeling for now, but it'll eventually add more value to the Bitcoin blockchain with the BTC ordinals.
Rohan, India is hosting G20 this year, and India will be is in the presidency for G20, and the one of the topics, or I would say a main topic, is crypto, is around this Web3 ecosystem. What regulations do you think are needed in the NFT sector?
So NFTs come with a lot of responsibilities, like getting, because NFTs can be termed as a utility, it can be termed as security, but it doesn't actually fit in the security per se. Yeah, with the amount of regulations, if we consider it more on those lines, uh, there are institutes that are probably helping the government develop regulations around it. But the only challenge is how are we seeing it? What perspective are we adding towards it? That's a major challenge. So we need a certain amount of regulations either in terms of what kind of NFTs are out there in the market. Are they being used for anti-money laundering activities? Are these wash traded NFTs or raffles that might damage the user funds, or that might damage the whole ecosystem, like the financial ecosystem per se, Indian financial ecosystem. So there are regulations that are needed in terms of AML, KYCs, KYC, and apart from that, uh, things that will actually help build and adopt the whole ecosystem in a way where multiple things are added to it, and still it runs in a very smooth manner with uh, the with the involvement of the government, where government keeps a keen eye on what exactly is happening. So no illicit activities take place on through these channels.
Lastly, Rohan, what future do you see for NFTs, and which segment of NFTs will gain the most attraction in the coming future?
Oh, nice. So I am a very strong believer of utility-based NFTs. Utility-based NFTs are something that will actually add value to the whole ecosystem. Currently, like assuming if I am launching a YouTube channel, I have multiple characters attached to it. So a cartoon YouTube channel, multiple characters attached to it. If I announce these characters can be sold out as an NFT, and who is holding that NFT, I'll give a revenue share of my series or whatever I'm doing with these NFTs. I'll launch out series and things like that, and they'll get a share out of it just for holding it and renting it out to me. So there are multiple utilities and in multiple ways and scenarios. So either be it through collectibles or through utilities or AI generative NFTs, there's actually a feature attached to it. It's more towards how are we trying to understand, adopt, and bring in a new change.
Rohan, according to you, which is the best utility NFT in the market right now? The best example for it.
Uh, Okay, so the best example, like why people actually buy a Bugatti is for the club and the connect that it has attached to it. So similar as BAYC has been the undisputed in terms of helping you build and connect with a certain set of audience. I currently don't hold a BAYC, but I probably plan to hold one in
Okay.
future because it gives me access to a whole new network of people apart from the parties that are happening, BAYC holders are strong believers in terms of different segments that they're coming from. So I get a chance to interact and be a part of this particular network. So that is what I feel is one of the best utility NFTs in the market for now.
Thank you so much, Rohaan, for giving us your valuable time and for having this conversation with us. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Ruchi, for having me over.
That's all in this special segment. This is me, Ruchi Sharma, signing off. Do like, share, and subscribe to 3.0 TV. And for more updates, log on to our website www.3worstv.io or scan the QR code.